Okay, so the episode starts and Isagi has two new teammates. Both of them are kind of moist. Isagi makes this joke. He's so used to having like threatening people around him. Ego is always like, lock off. Baro, who's always like donkey. Rin literally just hates everyone besides his brother, who he thinks is the best. He's had a lot of hostility around him, so I understand how he's feeling. And then when he meets his new teammates, they're just so friendly and nice and encouraging. They're like, oh, I'm your senpai, I can teach you new tricks, let's win together, let's go. And he's just like, whoa, this feels so good. But the poses this green guy makes, he's just like this. He's like such a femme girl. He's like an e-girl, basically. The other dude's okay, even though he has a soft sort of voice as well. But a green-haired dude is literally a woman. You can't convince me otherwise. So we start off the match, and this is where we get our first chance to see Shido. Shido has this insane pink aura. I never thought a pink aura would be like that crazy. And he's a sort of a more melanated character, because we see two melanated characters in this episode. Shido is obviously melanated, but I don't know to what degree. But the other guy, he's definitely got Nigerian DNA. His middle name is probably Babatunde, man. He looks straight up like me. I was like, whoa, I'm in Blue Lock. I finally got my representation. But Shido is insane. This guy's just got physical attributes. That's how I guess he was able to best Kunigami, because Kunigami was an absolute beast as well, but this guy is. He does some insane back kick to score from the weirdest angle. Isagi's like, look, if I move to this place, so he has a good pass route to get to me, I can do my like a direct shot, or we can make this work. He's just like, nah, back heel, back of the net. I was like, Shido, you are a beast. That aura is insane. But it doesn't matter, because Isagi and their team have opposition. We have the ninja and the assassin. There are two characters that I believe they're number 3 and number 4. One is the ninja. This guy is super stealthy. He knows how to run behind people. You know how Isagi was able to learn the ability to like get into a position where you're out of people's eyesight? This guy, he's level 100 at that. He can just get into the right position, out of people's vision, and then just score a cheeky little goal. And then we've got the other guy who is the assassin. He knows how to place himself really well. So like he'll use an abundant amount of stepovers to place himself really well, even in 2-on-1 and even in 3-on-1 situations. He can hold his own. Like he was able to get through a pass in the 3-on-1 situation. In a 2-on-1 situation, he was able to step over these guys and push them back. This guy is annoying because he has a thing for Isagi, not in that kind of way, but he's just like, Isagi, you're the weak link. I don't even want you on this field anymore. You're just Mr. Average. The only reason why you've gotten so far is because you've had incredible teammates around you, and your ability helps them to produce their best results, but by yourself you're kind of weak. That's kind of like a parallel to Haikyuu, to where the coach from Shiratorizawa was like, Hinata, you suck without Kageyama. There's no use for you. Well, he had a personal vendetta against him because he's a short guy as well. Isagi is finding himself in this same situation, and he was just being bullied by the assassin the whole time. He was barging him, making sure he can't get the ball, blocking his pass routes. Isagi was having a really tough time with this guy, and they were able to score a couple of goals, the ninja and the assassin. When Rin is on the field, things get crazy. So at first, Rin and Isagi were doing this 1-2 pass thing. You know, they've got a little connection. They have a somewhat of a rival friendship. But eventually, because Isagi's being bullied by the assassin, his pass route gets blocked for the 1-2s, and Isagi's teammate, the really effeminate green-haired dude, is doing the 1-2s instead. But Rin is just not having any of it. Rin is like Ronaldo in the World Cup. He's like, you know, we're not losing. I'm going to win this for us, right? So Rin did something which I like to call Rin time. You know, like in that game Bayonetta, when you do a really cool counter and then time stops for a bit and you get witch time? We had Rin time this episode. Everything stops. And then you just see like Rin looking at the angles, and he's like, if I shoot at this exact angle, this exact time, everyone's vision is blocked and I can just score a goal. And he just does from a long shot. He just goes, because I forgot, Rin has really good long shots. Remember when he was introduced and then he was able to kick 2 balls together? And I believe he got some weird corner goal where he scored from the corner. So Rin's long shots are insane. He's got real techers on his feet. So he was able to score from that. The thing is, everyone is feeling the pressure at this point because only the top sixers are doing their job and like shining. And Chigiri's like, nah, you know what? Screw it. I'm Chigiri. I'm that man. I'm the Theo Walcott on this field. I am super quick. So he's like, you know what? I am just gonna blitz down the wing so fast so that they see that I really want the ball. He receives a really nice pass and then he's able to cross it into the box and then boom, another goal. So Chigiri has actually shown himself to be a really useful asset on the wing. So that's probably gonna allow him to get forward to be selected for the team that faces the U20. So I'm happy for Chigiri there. The only thing about the Chigiri thing is that it is kind of sus because one of the guys is like, I'm so excited by your speed. I'm like, God, like, you're gonna take him home? And then the other dude's like, you're a Konoichi. Like, they just, you're a Konoichi. Like, I don't know. I just hope they don't diddy him. Like, Blue Lock has really cringe and zesty lines. Sometimes they're really funny. Sometimes they're just like, what? I remember when they were playing the World 5, one of the lines they made about like, your legs are so wide open, like that was just a weird line. As we saw, Isagi is constantly getting bullied and berated in this episode. But our boy Isagi always has an ace in the hole. His strength isn't his physical attributes, how tall he is or how big he is. He's not the fastest guy. He doesn't have the greatest dribble, but his strengths are his spatial awareness, and also I think his soccer IQ is pretty damn good too. Ooh, background change. As you know, our boy Isagi is always a thinking man. So he realizes that Shido and Rin have very opposite playing styles and temperaments and personalities, which makes them clash. There's actually a goal scoring opportunity where Shido kind of doesn't read Rin well, which makes it so they lose possession of the ball and the other team score. Isagi is really a specialist at getting the most out of each player. He's honestly a bit like Cesc Fabregas in the way how he used to galvanize the Arsenal team before. We've seen Isagi utilize players to make really amazing plays, like when he basically used the king Barrow as a decoy because he wasn't cooperating with anybody. It worked to his actual advantage because people were scared of Barrow and they didn't watch the other two, and then boom, they were able to score. Then eventually Barrow breaks through himself. Isagi's probably going to use some tactic like that because that ties into the actual cliffhanger of the episode. Isagi's like, how am I going to stand out? What can I do? And he thinks about how these two players are at odds ends with each other, and then you see the classic Blue Lock puzzle pieces starting to fall off as Isagi has to rebuild himself and rebuild his whole entire play and philosophy around these two players so that it can get the desired result of winning. So I'm excited to see how Isagi is going to place himself in the field, or what sort of tactics he's going to use with his spatial awareness to make it so that Shido and Rin, their play styles actually work together and they get a chemical reaction like, you know, we've seen in previous episodes. So this was an absolutely phenomenal episode. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I was pausing it like every 2 or 3 minutes, thinking and going, whoa, this is cool, that is cool.
If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting on Buy Me a Coffee. Thanks for watching.